Hi, friends, and welcome to my podcast. My name is Ryan Abair, and this is where I share my insights. And today I want to talk to you about financial independence. And I'm calling it Financial Independence Re-Explained. And the principles of dependency are very important to explore because you ask the question, what am I dependent upon? What do I cling to? What do I look to make decisions? And the way we teach financial independence is actually we teach people how to become more dependent on specific amounts of money, assets that lie outside of ourselves. And I want to talk about true assets. So stick around and we're going to unpack what it means to be financially independent. And it's something you can experience now. Financial independence is hard to understand in a world trapped in conventional thinking. On a recent bike ride, I stumbled upon a former colleague and her friend, and they were asking me about how everything was going. And I explained to her how much I enjoyed retired life. I had recently quit a very well-paying job, knowing full well I didn't have the resources to just live on my cash flow. I knew that. And she said to me, "Oh, it must be nice to have the financial freedom to do that. The rest of us are going to be working until whatever." She had some snide comment. And I tried to explain to her that she drank the Kool-Aid. That she, like many other people, believe that there is a cost to freedom. There is a price for freedom. And this is embedded in our culture. And it's hard to break yourself of these habitual kinds of thinking. That there's a price to happiness. There's a price to peace. And there isn't. When you are independent of anything, you aren't thinking about it. That's as simple as that. And that's not enough for people. It's not enough to think that the absence of thought is reality in its fullest glory. Obsession is thinking about it nonstop. And those thoughts have a power over you. And money is a thought. So to keep it alive, it must be in the forefront of your mind. And it also could be in the back of your mind. That's what's so interesting, that the mind seems to have locations. It's either right there on the tip of your tongue, you're talking about it, thinking about it, or it's vaguely in the back of your mind, nagging you. Or it's deeply suppressed in you. It's haunting you. It's an energy. And it really isn't about money at all. It's just paranoia. Now that's a real thing. Real paranoia is just a conflict inside of you that you have misattributed to debt, income, a paycheck, how much is in your savings, how well your assets are doing, your so-called your assets out there. Many of us understand dependency on alcohol, drugs, internet use, gambling. Now that dependency is an addiction. A meddlesome thought and energy that seems to have power over us. Again, it's just pure fear trying to find a reason. And so you think, well, how much money do I have in my account? And then you go in there and you're either relieved to find out you got $50,000 or $50 million. Oh, phew, thank God. Phew. Oh, that makes me feel. But you're not quite relieved of your anxiety. Because there's always tomorrow, and there's always the stock market, and there's always, oh my God, the uncertainties in the world. So you've placed your faith into a thought. You've placed your faith in your Vanguard, your crypto, your Robinhood, your Citibank. You've even placed your faith in your debt. You know, it's so funny because when I retired, I always, I felt safe because my house was worth something. Okay, at least very much I could sell my house. And the so-called value in the house was keeping me safe. No. There's no price for safety. There's no cost for it. And we find ourselves trapped in thinking our spouses are keeping us safe. The government is keeping me safe. These are all mental constructs that come unraveled when you contemplate them. So the question is, what's your oracle? When you go to make a decision about what you want to do, who or what gives you permission? Who is your master? Your boss? What gives you that sense of freedom? If not your true asset, which you might call earning potential. You're the earning potential. You're the asset. Just you. Just your ideas, your creativity, and your ingenuity. You'll provide the service and the asset, the product, the energy. I tell people I got paid for waving my hands in the air. If you can imagine me, I'm sitting here on my sofa, imagining my hands moving back and forth. That's all I did. I was a conductor. And of course, there's much more to it, of course, yes. But in essence, I waved my hands. And somebody paid me for that. I generated that with an Expelliarmus move. I literally had a magic wand. Sometimes I would use a baton and I just waved it in the air. I remember doing that as a child. And from a distance, if I were to observe my life flashed before my eyes, as a conductor, I would see glimpses of my hands moving in the air. And that provided a paycheck. something that silly. I was doing that. You can speak, write, sit, move, tap on the keyboard, your piano keyboard, your computer keyboard, your phone keyboard, whatever you want. You can even, I'm sure somebody has found a way to monetize existence. Martha Stewart is a really good example. She bakes and cooks and plants gardens. Those are the things she's doing from afar. The basic stuff. So there's a magic that happens. It's really just magic. And so you are the potential. You have the earning potential at any point. You're the one who frees yourself from thinking that your bank account has a power over you. The stock market has a power over you. Those are mental constructs that can never have a power over that which sources those concepts. Not only are you the source of your income, but you are the source of the concept called income. You are the source of the concept called money. We must examine ourselves and say, where I do this to myself, where am I clinging to a need? Where am I giving my power and authority to and my sovereignty to? God forbid you give your sovereignty to money. You give your sovereignty to God. Shame. Even this idea of God has a power over us, and it's an idea. Ideas and ideals. All that goes away when your mind is quiet. Vanished. In the twinkling of an eye, you're free. When I stop talking, and your mind does not talk over the gaps, that's independence. If your mind didn't slip in a thought, you're free. And it's the trappings of thought. And those thoughts don't have a power over you because you are the source of those thoughts. So, what is it? Is it your credit union? Is it your debt? Is it your partner? Is it your job? Is it your 401k? Is it the stock market? Where is this dependency? Who are you dependent upon? I depend on no one. There is no boss. There is no control upon which I place my faith. I place my faith in the out of control, accidental, natural unfolding of the universe, whatever that is, the sovereignty which governs it all and improvises in the moment. I conspire with the openness of the moment. I place my faith in the asset, capital T, capital A, something hard to name, because sovereignty will not be limited. And that's where I am in that freedom. And I want you to be there too. When you make a decision, what are you consulting? Your intuitive sense or a concept called money? And if you can unlink that somehow, independence And the truth sets you free. You are the true asset that sets you free from your so-called assets. The dominance of a thought. The prevailing conventional thinking. That's what I want you to start contemplating. Especially when it comes to finances. Because fluctuations in the market, having no money, having no physical assets won't bother you. The ups and downs, all that shit won't bother you because you're really going to be independent, financially independent for real. Again, how do we experience that? In those moments when we're not thinking about it. And it's not even in the back of our minds. You've left it so far. You've uncoupled from it. It doesn't even come into your mind anymore. And you make your decisions based on love, joy, and desire. Free from the trappings, the hang-ups. And that's all that is. Leave it behind. Not in the back of your mind, but gone forever. Dwelling in that open space of quiet. Where there is no boss. Just earning potential. Potential untouched. There, always. Endless amounts of continuity. Like an organ, you hold down the key, it sustains, it's sustaining joy. It's not like a piano that goes plink, 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 but just sustaining joy and peace. You dwell in that freedom. My name is Ryan Hebert. I hope these insights were helpful to you. Please check out my blog, mymorningmotivator.com.